Hey friends, Samwise here, your local community herbalist, and today we're talking about maple medicine, which we're gonna have a little different spin on the medicine making realm video today. Sometimes we talk about like making medicine from plants and how to do that. And today we're going to talk about the medicine of giving to the plants. So we're going to talk about like giving an offering to the land and to the tree of maple and see how that sits in our spirit as medicine. Because I know for me and my settler colonial lineages have taken a lot from these lands, and while giving, a little bit of money here and there, or like giving an offering, doesn't erase any of that or make it go away. It does start to acknowledge that flow of energy the way that it has been going, and then start to redirect the energy going in a way towards the land, towards the plants, and can free up some more of my energy to be more present with the pain of grief, or just the reality of what these trees and this land and these peoples, the original peoples of this land, the Osage, the Adena, the Hopewell, the Shawnee have endured, and the ways that they are showing up in their communities for healing now. So just thinking about that. The maple here, we've had some warm days after some snow. It's still kind of cold, but it's also kind of warm. So I'm confused, but the plants are, I don't know what they're thinking, but the maple sap, I understand, is starting to run in some places, which is exciting. And that's, what folks use to condense down into maple syrup, which is a blessing. And I'm hoping to get to witness some of that later in the week. We'll see how that all shakes out. But for now, I just want to talk about a couple of different ways to give back to this plant and this land and peoples of this land that have stewarded it for time immemorial. So the first thing I'm going to do in terms of energetic giving back is I'm going to use a little of my tax return to give to the Greater Cincinnati Native American Coalition. So we're going to do that first. Just kind of see how that fits in the body. So here's my computer. Here's all the things. We're going to do a small donation a day. Bloop. Oh, it's going to ask me for crosswalks. Ugh. So many crosswalks. You don't need to see that. Verify. And I think it's going. I'm going to wait for it to be doo-doo. It's thinking. But I notice in my spirit, and now just in something small like that, I feel like a release of tension in my lower back. Sometimes I'll hold a lot of stress around my kidneys. I feel I feel the energy of being able to give a gift. And so that feels like some ease in my spirit. And again, it's not taking away any of those histories, but it is a good, tangible way to move some of that energy in a direction that makes sense. So here's my little confirmation thing. So we don't really have a land tax set up yet, but hopefully soon there'll be a way for people who are settlers on land where I am in southeastern Ohio to give a land tax. That's set up in the Bay Area, if you're in the Bay Area and seeing this, for the Sogoreate Land Trust Shawnee land tax, and I really encourage you to check that out and pay that if you're living there. Even if you're not, I'm really excited to give to the folks that tend the land where I am now as a guest. So that's kind of part one of our offerings to the tree and the peoples who have tended this land. So part two is with the actual tree. So we're going to take a little journey through my house. Here's my office. Gonna go through the living room. You get to see my house. Here's the living room, through the kitchen, through the mud room. It's kind of dark right now. In Ohio, it's nice to have a mud room because your feet get muddy, and it is currently raining. I'm prepared for that. I have my raincoat and my hood. It's not that cold, thankfully. So yeah, still raining. Here's our beautiful maple tree. It's not a sugar maple, I don't think, but it is a maple tree. It's currently very bare branched because it's winter. And it's kind of like one of the big spirits of this little piece of earth right here. Because like there's the apple tree that has shown up in the other videos. But like in terms of landscape, right? It's pretty. There's the pine. It's kind of a big deal landscape. It's like very expansive. So yeah, I'm gonna give a little offering of water, even though it's raining right now and there's abundant water in this region. Maybe you live in a region where there's not as abundant water, so that would be a really nice offering as a way to like introduce yourself to the plant. And yeah, it's nice to take time to approach plants and trees and beings where your plan is to not take anything. It's really just to introduce yourself and to give to the plant and see how that energy exchange feels for you. So, and maybe the plant. So I'm here with this maple. I'm gonna say hello, maple. I'm gonna turn it, face it, but my name is Samwise Raridon. I have Germanic, Celtic, and Lebanese lineages. I am here to give an offering of song and water to thank you for your medicine of being, your resilient and beautiful and abundant spirit, and to say thank you for tending this land and to showing up in your treeness here. So my throat's a little parched out. Self-care. So I'm gonna give a little water and I'm gonna offer this song that I first heard at Standing Rock when water protectors were doing a ritual in the morning, going down and greeting the river, and it is beautiful. And so I offer the song as a gift to the spirit of this tree. The river is flowing, growing and growing. The river is flowing down to the sea. Mother, carry me, your child I will always be. Mother, carry me down to the sea. The river is flowing, growing and growing. The river is flowing down to the sea. Mother, carry me, your child I will always be. Mother, carry me down to the sea. And with that, I wish this tree abundant movement of its waters, of its vital aliveness and its sap and its leaves, and soon it will be warm and I can already see the little buds on the little twigs getting ready to burst into new leaves. And I feel like a joy in my heart, both for having sung, but also for sharing of my spirit and the abundance of that sharing. And I feel an openness in my heart. And I feel a gladness in the tree for having been recognized and honored. So that's like, a beginning of building a relationship. And I hope to build a relationship for as long as I can with this being, and with a foundation of gratitude and reciprocity. So hope that gives you some ideas for ways to greet and honor and give offerings to plant beings and trees and original peoples in your area. I'd love to hear about what you come up with in the comments. And as always, big thank you to the patrons of mine that make this work possible. And until next time.